This is Azrael 3 Discovering. My name is Brett.
My name is Jess.
What up, Jess?
What up, Brett?
That's a cool new hat you have on.
Thanks. I didn't make it myself. The bun beanie progress has not been very progressive. Is that what I want to say? I'm not doing very well on learning how to make bun beanies.
Oh yeah. Well, that's too bad. I don't know that have you actually put some effort into it? Because I haven't heard you speak of this at all.
Well, to be fair, I was working on it pretty diligently, and then I went to Florida for a week, and I just got home yesterday, and I'm kind of sick, so no, I haven't really worked on it, but I would like to work on it.
And our timeline is kind of messed up because of the way we record and when we record and stuff. So, let's see. What can we talk about here? Have you ever played World of Warcraft?
I have, briefly. For the last month or so I've been playing. Actually, it's been about exactly a month, because my first month's WoW subscription expires in 6 days.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to have to pay for another month.
And we almost have, I wouldn't say we almost have, but we are very close to a max level character. Not very close. We are close. We're getting in that. We are way farther than I thought we'd be. I knew XP was much more generous, but man, it is moving right along.
Yeah, our recruit a friend bonus has been pretty helpful, but we really are powering through it. I'm surprised that we've made such progress.
Yeah, it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah,
as I always say,
I kind of have another basis, because I've started my own character so that I can play when Brett is busy, because like
storm.
Shut up, Brett. Our podcast covers two specific characters that are on a journey together. So if I want to play and he's not available to play, then I have my own, and I have a little shaman. Churl. Is that right? No, what do I have?
Nope. That's a goblin.
I have a shaman.
Shaman goblin.
Shaman goblin. Goblin
shaman.
shaman. It's also a girl. I play her when I don't have anybody to play with. I just hit level 12 with her today, though.
That's pretty good.
So
you have those heirlooms that you bought
to
wear. So that helps out. That helps out too.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Like, I honestly, I don't play her that much, because I am pretty, like, we play it a lot. Like, we definitely play it enough to keep me occupied, but there are some times where I would like to play, and so she's my spare time character, and I've already got her at level 12 without that recruiter friend bonus, because we're not in a party. So that's my honest character.
Right. Let's talk about us leveling. You want to do that? What level are we, Jess? Do you remember?
We're starting this at 64, Brett.
64. Level 64. That is, that number, has a lot of fame from the, Nintendo 64. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, Brett.
The Nintendo 64.
I'm aware of that console.
Yeah, we're not 64 bits though. We're 64 levels.
You're being stupid.
Alright, so we're level 64. Also, if you guys don't know, if this is like your first episode watching, we're leveling together. Jess has never played World of Warcraft before. I mean, obviously she's played it during episodes 1 through 7, but before that, she has not played. I have played through World of Warcraft many times, and I've done a lot of this content. Some of the content is the same. Outlands has remained unchanged, which is okay because it is newer content. But the Cataclysm stuff was pretty new to me. Anyway, back to the timeline, because we got a lot of content to get through today. So we're level 64. We were still in Hellfire Peninsula at 64, and we're gonna skip right over Zenger Marsh and Terrakar Forest because I never really liked Terrakar Forest, and I don't like the bird people. Like, they're like half bird, half man, and they look really weird, and I just didn't like dealing with them. Zenger Marsh is cool because it has a bunch of big mushrooms and swampy area. Looks kind of neat. But we're already level 64, so those are kind of below us. So we're heading to Nagrand. But before we get to Nagrand, we were what I refer to as AFK flying. So that's basically, we have our flying mounts, and we just fly up into the air fairly high, and then we aim in the general direction of our destination, and then we just hit auto run, and then I kind of walk away from the computer for like 2 minutes, come back, and usually I'm about there. So we're heading to Nagrand, and we flew over Shattrath, and that is the major city in the Burning Crusade in Outlands. So this was very interesting because this was a shared major city in Outlands. So you had Horde and Alliance sharing this area, which is something you never really saw. Also, this was cool because you didn't really have to go back to the other major cities like Orgrimmar and Thunderbluff, Undercity, and Stormwind, and Ironforge. You didn't have to go back there. You could get a lot done in this major city. Jess, you spent a little bit of time in Shattrath. We didn't do any Shattrath quests. We just kind of, maybe we did do one, but we didn't do much. Do you have any opinion on Shattrath? Do you even remember Shattrath?
I don't, not really, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure if I Googled, like, Google imaged, it would look familiar to me, but everything we do so quickly if I don't spend any big amount of time there. What is it? What's it called?
Shattrath is how I've always said it.
Is that where I went fishing and you left me and we logged out for the night and then I sat and worked on a fishing quest?
Yes, you had to get eels or something.
Yeah.
Essence of eels.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
I worked on a quest for a minute without you. I had to do a fishing quest for eels, but not by fishing. It was very silly. I fished and fished and fished, and I was just not getting anything done. I finally Googled what I needed to be doing, and it wasn't even fishing. You were offline that night. You left me to do that quest.
Aww.
That was at a point where you had somehow... Sometimes he gets a little ahead of me in XP and levels quicker than I do, and we haven't really figured out why. I think we actually did figure out why. He gets a lot of XP mining, and I haven't been able to do my skinning lately for leatherworking, and he's been mining a lot, so he kind of has been getting ahead of me, so sometimes I'll do these little, like, silly quests to try to catch up to him, and that was one of them that I did there. So I do remember that place.
Yeah, it's a circular city. I never really thought it looked very cool, especially compared to, like, Dalaran, which we'll probably get into later. You haven't even seen that yet, but I kind of just always thought it was ugly. I didn't really like the location of it. There were I didn't like that big thing in the middle, Adele, whatever. It's just like this big floating, like, object, and you could talk to it like a sentient being that was a big floating thing that wasn't human. I didn't like it. Anyway, there were other cool things though about Shattrath. You could you had all your trainers there, and you could just do a lot, and it was shared with Alliance, so it was kind of neat seeing that in its prime. Now it's pretty deserted. No one's really there. There's not a huge reason to be there. Moving on. Let's see. moving on, we made it to Nagrand finally. As I said, we were starting. Yeah, there may have been a loud chair squeak there. But we made it to Nagrand, and we went to see a goblin. His name was Wazat. Wazat? W-A-Z-A-T. He was the first quest we encountered. Jess, do you remember this quest?
I do. It's called I Must Have Them.
And what must he have?
Gas.
Gas?
Elemental gases.
He must have elemental gas. I don't think that's what he needs.
That's what we're supposed to get him.
Oh, that's what he wants at first. Yes,
that's
he
what.
wants
Yeah,
the gas.
that's what he wants from us. He wants elemental gases.
Elemental gases. So we could just slash fart on him, and would that work?
I don't think so, but that's really funny.
Okay, that would have been cool if that was a quest to just slash fart on someone.
That was something that you would like to do. I understand that.
Yes. So you go and get the gases, and he gives us another quest. Oh, let's talk about the gases for a second. Because he doesn't tell us where they are. He just says, where are they? I don't know. They're all around. You should be able to find them. So, we have quest, you have the quest helper thing going on, quest tracker. But it still didn't really tell you. So you just had to find these like, air elemental things and kill them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next. And then once we turned that in, we got another quest from him, and it was called Bring Me the Egg. And we had to go use the Jumpatron 4000. Do you remember that?
I do, because I remember that from years before I even knew what you were.
So apparently I have been blessed in this era of WoW because number one, I have a flying mount, and number two, this quest I got to jump on like a little trampoline thing that landed me right into. Well, no, to be fair, it didn't land me right into the nest. No.
You never even made it up there.
No, I just flew up and did the quest, and you were like, no, that's not how we're supposed to do this.
Yeah, so you're supposed to right-click on the little trampoline, it bounces you up, gives you a parachute, and sometimes you go towards the egg, sometimes you don't. You can click the parachute off as a buff, so you can right-click it, and you'll drop down immediately. The issue is, if you miss the nest in the tree, you will fall too far and die. So I died about 5 times trying to do this, and then I just thought, okay, it's not worth it. I'm just going to fly up there. Because it is literally right there. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to fly up there. So to
all the
anyone
while, I had already completed the quest, because I just flew up and got it.
Yeah, to anyone who, hasn't played through this, and this was a quest, to them, they probably thought this was ridiculous. Because, they're right there. I can just fly and get them. There's 39,000 XP. But you used to have to jump up there. It used to be hard.
Much like all of WoW, apparently.
Yes, with my back in my day talks. I'm a grizzled...
I hear that every time we're playing. He's back in my day, I walked uphill both ways to get to school in the snow.
I'm a grizzled veteran. Sort of. Next up, we have one of my favorite people in World of Warcraft. One of my favorite quest givers. Hemet Nesingwary? That's how I've always said it.
That's what
I think that's an accurate pronunciation. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, so he originally appears in Stranglethorn Vale. However, he has moved, and now he is in Nagrand in Outland. And he wants you to go kill some things for him. And he, specifically him, he's at this camp, and he has 2 people around him. And he has us... I believe his is actually the Talbuk Mastery. Is that correct? Or no,
it is not.
The Cleft Hoof?
Yes.
Is it the Cleft Hoof? Okay. So he wants...
Herald Lane is the Talbuk. Herald Lane. And then Shadow Farstrider is the Windrock. and Hemet Nesingwary is the cleft hook, and they all three sit next to each other.
Yeah, so the idea of these quests are go kill this many things, come back, then go kill a slightly higher tier of these things, then come back, then kill one named kind of boss of that same thing, then come back. And this is really cool because you're getting XP while killing, and you're getting loot. Jess is a skinning person, so
I did get to skin a lot right through this area.
Yeah, Nagrand is skin heaven, so she is skinning everything. And you come back, so you do all three of those for the three respectively. Then Hemet gives you another quest. This time it's to kill just one enemy, and that is an Elek, which is an elephant. I don't know why they can have deer, but they can't just have an elephant. And there's other stuff that looks like deer that they don't call deer.
The velociraptors don't look like, but like they're almost called velociraptors, but they're not.
They are called raptors, though, aren't they?
They are.
They're like bloodfin raptor, and
yeah, they make stuff up.
Yeah. So anyway, you go kill this Elek, and there's a name. What Tusky? Is that the name? Tusker. Don't mess with Tusker. Is that what the card says in Hearthstone? Something like that. That's a boar, though, in Hearthstone. Anyway, this is a elephant thing, Elek, and he gives you a very nice weapon when you come back. You got a pretty good weapon, didn't you? Do you happen to remember what you got?
Man, I think I took. There were two things you could get. You could get Nesingwary Safari Stick, and you could get Hemet's Elek gun. Hemet's Elek gun. I think I took the gun because it gave me agility, and that's kind of what I'm looking for as a druid. The other one gave you intellect, which I was not looking for at the time.
Right. Can you even use a gun, though?
I can't.
Yeah,
so
that sucks. So
my primary, I can't use a wand either, though. So they were both pretty useless to me. But I think I sold them, and I got a little bit of gold for them, so.
No, I could have sworn that they changed the quest items to reflect your quest rewards to reflect your class, so that you would always get something you could use. But I'm looking on here, and that's not the case. So, I took Nesingwary's Safari Stick as a priest, and I'm still using it to this day. As of this recording, we're higher than what we're talking about right now, and I'm still using it. So, it's a pretty good weapon.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of things that are good for other people, but are lost on me. I can't really name any off the top of my head, but it seems to be like 80% of the time. I know you like that statistic. They are useless to me.
Yeah, that happens. And I know I'm gonna hop back here. I wanted to talk about just what Nagrand looks like, because I forgot to do that for Hellfire Peninsula, and I wanted to talk about Nagrand. Nagrand is just a big green area, very hilly. It's very natural looking, and it's very pretty. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of. It seems unexplored. It seems kind of wild. There are many animals, not many humans. There are a few little camps of humanoids, but this is good for skinning.
Yeah, I liked this. This has been one of my most lucrative places, because there's been a lot that I could do. If you logged out and we weren't in group anymore, I could just run around and kill stuff, not really get ahead of you, but still kind of keep up with my with I'm trying to level up my skinning and leatherworking, and my skinning's getting pretty high. My leatherworking's kind of suffering because it's hit or miss. Is that what it is, leatherworking?
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of... I'm still sitting at, like, level 85 on that, and that's not super great.
No, where we are right now, we should be at, like, 300 something.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, you can always go back and level it up, but...
I guess my skinning isn't that great either. I thought I was doing alright with skinning, but by those standards, I'm not.
Yeah, so in Vanilla WoW, you maxed out a profession at level 300. And when, I think Burning Crusade bumped it to 375, and I believe each expansion bumped it to 75 each.
I think the only thing I have that's even close, well, I've surpassed that in cooking because of the Thanksgiving quests. Like, I went crazy at that, so those are really high. Other than that, I'm super behind then, apparently.
It's really not a big deal. So, as far as quests go, we have the Throne of the Elements quest hub. So this is a place in northern Nagrand which has these very large elementals that give you quests. And as far as I can remember, they kind of give you quests to kill the things that they are. Is that correct? Or are they having you kill... I'm trying to remember.
This is when we had to kill lake spirits.
Right, but I was trying to remember if the water elemental had us kill the lake spirits, or if it was a different elemental to kill the lake spirits.
Oh, Elementalist
the actual quest giver.
Loap. What was he?
Loap. Yeah, he, I don't know what he is. Anyway, you had many different elementals, and you had to kill other elementals. It was pretty straightforward. They had you running back and forth many times. There are at least four quests in the chain, so it's a good area to quest. You can grab about 3 or 4 at a time, and then come down and go down to where you need to kill them, and then go back up. So those worked out pretty well.
Yeah, we did a few. I think he gave us 5 quests. I don't think we did all 5. But he did give us 5. One was for the 8 lake spirits. One was for fire elementals. It wasn't for fire elementals. We used like an incinerator or whatever, and we had to burn down the 4 villages.
Yes, and the fire elemental, when he spawns, he says, "Wrath, wrath, wrath." He doesn't audibly say it, but that's what his bubble comes up as. Wrath, wrath, wrath. I made a note because I thought that was really funny. I don't know what that means, but R-E-T-H. Wrath, wrath, wrath.
Yeah.
And then we had another
cool.
one.
I kind of got that one on faster than you. I was very helpful during that quest.
Yeah. Sometimes you read ahead and you know exactly what to do. Other times...
we're done before I even know what planet I'm on. Like, it's kind of silly how that works.
I go a little too fast sometimes. I'm a bad partner.
It's okay.
We also had to kill Gurak the Usurper, which he was up by, what is that, Warmaul Hill? Yeah, Warmaul Hill. So you had to go up there and summon a guy and kill him. He was very funny because he kicked me. You're up on this mountain, and he kicked me, and I went so far back, and I didn't want to die, so I used Levitate on myself. And he kicked me so hard, I was moving pretty quickly, that I floated for probably, 45 seconds.
It was a long time.
I thought I ended up, if you guys happen to know Nagrand in your head, I probably ended up, I don't have coordinates up, but I probably ended up pretty close to that northwest lake in Hala. Not quite there. Maybe more closer to that cave entrance just north of Hala or Hala. I went pretty far, and I was laughing. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I was just sitting at the top. I'm like, I have no idea what is going on. What's taking you so long, or why? Because he was laughing, and I'm like, because you weren't just floating or falling. You got you were falling quickly because you got shoved or kicked or whatever. So, like, it was kind of funny because he went down pretty quickly.
We were both attacking him. He kicked me, and then he started chasing me because I always pull aggro from her. And so he's usually attacking me, and he kicked me, and I'm flying backwards, and he chased me, so then Jess couldn't attack me anymore. What else did we have? Shattering the Veil, which we had to throw a boulder at these rock elementals, and they turned into baby rock elementals.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Yeah, they were very cute. They gave 6 experience points when they died. 6, the little tiny ones.
Yes.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
Oh, very iconic quest that we did in Nagrand, which anyone who's played through the Burning Crusade probably can tell you about this quest. It is called the Ring of Blood, which is an awesome quest. It starts in the northwest area of Nagrand. Let me pull that map back up. I think it's just to the right. Or no, it's right. I'm sorry, it's not northwest. It's more north. So it is right by the Laughing Skull ruins. And there's a little thing on the map just to the west of Laughing Skull ruins, and that is the arena.
Oh man, this was tough.
Awesome.
This was a lot of fun.
So, I think Jess went ahead and started the quest, and I wasn't quite ready. I
do that sometimes, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into, so I'm just like, alright, let's go. And then I quickly see why I shouldn't have done that. And so, this was one of those instances.
I think what it was is we started, and then we were going to switch specs, but the mob aggroed and came over and started beating us up, and then we both died. So we came back, and then I think did we just DPS it? Did DPS through the first one, or did we switch specs for that one?
No, we did it regular, just regular like we always have.
Yeah, so we stayed in our DPS spec, and then we made it through the first one. And then I saw a question mark Draenei shaman that was nearby. It looked like he was farming the Wormall beads for rep. I would guess that must be what he's doing. And I got kind of scared because I thought he was going to kill us. But he kind of happened to come over while we were doing the second boss, and I guess he did something to it and killed it instantly. So he got us through that one. And
it was wonderful. And he didn't like that, but I really liked that because I get really discouraged when I get killed. I hate running back to my body. If Brett can't immediately res me, like, I'm almost ready to just log off and quit playing. Like, I hate when I die. In fact, the other night when we were playing, Brett and we were both sitting in the air, and he had to leave the room for a minute, and we died. And he didn't come back right away, and I logged off and went to bed. And, like, that's just what happened, because I didn't want to keep playing and go find my body. You don't really know that happened, because you forgot we were even doing this. But I was just like, I don't give a shit about this anymore. I don't want to play.
Yeah, I did see the screen, and I saw that I had died, and I was like, oh.
I hate it when I die in this game.
Yeah. So the Ring of Blood, if you don't know what that is, you're in an arena, you talk to someone, you immediately fight someone, like you talk to the quest giver, you immediately fight a person, and then you get rewarded pretty well. Like, you get a good amount of XP, and then you get a good amount of gold. And then after you do that, I want to say there are either 5 or 6 rounds, and you get a pretty nice weapon afterwards as well. So I ended up keeping my Nesingwary wand, but Jess, I think maybe you got something you could use. Nope, you're shaking your head no.
Maybe I did. I don't remember. I'm really bad with remembering names of anything that I have. And that's all I can really say about it. Like, I don't retain that sort of information at all. All I can tell you about my character is that I have really expensive chest piece. And I think a helmet that's nice. Is that the other thing I have?
Shoulders.
See, I don't even... Storm Shroud? Is that what I have?
I think so. Spalders, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I know nothing about my character. Brett's always like, oh, your backpack looks cool. I don't know. I don't wear a backpack. Whatever I have. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good. No, he identifies these staffs in my hand. I have no idea what my character looks like.
Well, because you don't you don't use the mouse. So, people that use the mouse click and kind of look around and kind of zoom in on their character to look at them. But I don't know that you do that.
I'm starting to use the mouse more, very, maybe 20%. But, I look at you all the time and I don't know what you're wearing. And I always see, I don't retain information like that at all.
I mean, I played for many, many years, and I don't know. I'll look at something and
it blows my mind because you'll be like, "Oh, look, another troll druid," and I'm like, "What? How did you know that?" Because I don't ever look at people, and I could never if you offered me money, I wouldn't be able to tell you what I saw. I can't really even tell if we're looking at alliance people or not. It's really silly, and I kind of want to keep that to myself because it's. But it's just you're oh, look, another goblin on a cart just like you have. What? How did you see, I don't know how you do that.
Well, also, it's, again, it partially comes back to the mouse, because I mouse over them, and it tells you what they are. So, I mean, I don't know if that's initially how I notice it, but I do.
You're just really good at video games, and I'm really not. That's all it boils down to. You're much better than I am.
Well, I have many, many years of experience. Next quest.
Okay.
Cracking some skulls. We got this from... Okay, I have this in the notes as... Ran around collecting money for the mad scientist mutant. Now, I don't know if we were... Oh, yeah. This was in... This started in Shattrath. So there's a... Well, I don't know if it started there, but it is... he is located in Shattrath in the bar. And he is this big, undead scientist guy with, a... He kind of looks like a goblin got a hold of him and, put, a blade, a buzzsaw, a circular saw on his arm. But the rest of him is, kind of undead looking, or a goblin looking thing. Or not a goblin, but a mutant. Mm-hmm. So he says that he says there's 3 people that owe him money, and he wants you to go get it. And the 3 people that owe him money are located not exactly nearby. Jess, do you have any information on this?
All I super remember is the next thing in our notes, because we put notes down on it.
Yes.
But you were really excited about that, so I don't want to tell anybody.
Oh, well, it's not a big deal, but we'll get to that in just a sec. So we had to go, you had to go and get, you had to go collect money, and the money was on certain people. There was one person in Terrakar Forest. I think he was a cute little... Kush was his name.
Kush. I did know that. I knew that one, but I couldn't find any information about him on the internet.
Yeah. So you had to go get that from him. You had to beat him up. I don't know if you actually killed him, but
Well, you just had to shake him down.
Yeah, shake him down. And then you had to go down to the Bone Waste, which It's in like southern Terracar Forest, I think. And there was a guy, and I'm trying to find his name here.
Floon.
Floon is his name. He's one of those bird people that I don't like. That's why I didn't go to Terracar Forest, because I don't like these like feathery men. Like, it's really gross to me. And you had one more to get, and
I can't say his name. I know his name, but I can't say it.
This was by far the easiest one. And his name was
Ralik.
Ralik?
Ralik. R-A-L-I-Q.
Yeah, that
Ralik.
That sounds
Ralik.
like he's that sounds like he's from the projects. But he's actually an ogre. And he was right there at the bar. So
yeah, he was right in the same room as us.
yeah, so you probably first saw that and thought, "Oh, I can do this." They're probably sitting around Shatrith somewhere. I just got to go get them. But they weren't too far, but they required some exploring. And if you didn't have the flying mount, which you used to not have the flying mount yet, this would have been a pain.
Dude, I have learned I am spoiled. Like, even when I get on and play as my little shaman, I'm like, oh my god, I have to run all the way up this hill and then all the way back to turn in the quest. Like, I am so spoiled by flying.
But
I hate running around.
You got your rocket boots every 2 minutes.
Oh my god, it sends me like 30 extra feet for like 2 seconds. That doesn't even count.
You'll have Ghost Wolf at 20, which I think that's when you get. I don't know if that's when you get it, but Ghost Wolf will improve your travel. But you get a mount at 20 anyway. So,
Wow.
but it used to be such a big deal.
You saw me yesterday trying to get to a quest, and I was just like running all the way around the mountain because I didn't know where the path was.
Yeah, I think you missed a path, probably over by where you were.
I hate walking now. I want to fly everywhere.
We found a. This wasn't a quest, but it was something worth noting. There's an orc. There's a female orc that has a daycare. I think it's a female orc on top of Laughing Skull Ruins, kind of up on a mountain. And there are little baby characters in there. They're very, very cute, and they're wrapped up, and
it's called, the term is swaddled, Brett. They're swaddled.
I don't have any kids, Jess.
I don't either, but I know that that's called being swaddled when they're infants.
They are swaddled, and they're inside this little hut, and they're just there's like a baby night elf, there's a baby orc, and there's a baby
goblin.
Is there? Yeah, there's a baby
and
goblin.
And a baby troll, and they are very super cute.
They're super cute. I couldn't find any information. I didn't super do a deep web search, but I didn't really find. I don't think I've ever interacted with her. Like, nothing. There was never a quest that had me go up there. But I'm really glad that that's in there. If you guys know about a quest that connects to that, let us know. You can tweet to us at @rediscovering on Twitter. We also have a Gmail, which is aswell3discovering@gmail.com. So let us know if there's a quest that links to that, because I'd like to do it just to see what's going on with it. Let's talk about. Jess, you have something that you should talk about, and then we have one more topic to get on, and then we're going to wrap the episode up. Yes, you were behind in XP. You got significantly behind. I mean, we're talking considering we've done almost every single quest together, you were behind 60 or 70% in a level.
And it was kind of irritating because, like I said, this episode kind of covers 2 days worth of play. So when we're talking about how I went fishing in what is it?
Shatrith?
Shatrith. That was the day before, and I got about 18% ahead of him, I want to say. And then then we played one night for a few hours, and when we went to log off, he was so far ahead of me, and we did all the same stuff. It still blows my mind that you got that far ahead of me, and I started the day ahead of you by a lot. I mean, not a lot, but like a significant little chunk. So I'm like, how can I get ahead of him? And I did a couple like stupid little quests, and they were like, it was just barely putting a dent in the 70% ahead he was. So he told me to go ahead and do an instance by myself. And I really did not want to do that because I'm really afraid people will be mean to me for being bad. But like when I go into an instance and Brett's the healer, like I feel safe and okay because it's just Brett dealing with me and he knows I'm bad, so I won't get yelled at. But I was super afraid to go in there and get yelled at by these people. And so I went in, I queued for an instance. Was I at your house when I did this?
I think so.
I was at your house. So I still had a support system because he was watching. Yeah, I was at your house because I asked you to just do it for me and you wouldn't. So I went into the instance. Do you remember which one it was?
Utgard Keep.
Okay, and we had never done that one together.
We had never done a Northrend instance, Wrath of the Lich King instance.
So it was completely new content, and I didn't have Brett, and I was afraid they were going to be mean to me. And we got into the instance, and we were in the instance for like maybe 45 seconds, and we all died. And the tank wanted to be revived. He did not want to run back to his body. And they called to kick him from our group for being lazy. And I was like, oh my god, these people are going to be so mean to me because they're already voting to kick somebody out and we haven't even been in it for a minute. But
yeah, I'm hoping he was just joking because we
kicked him out.
You did end up kicking him out.
We did. I said okay, and I voted yes, and then it was like, all right, bye, and he got kicked out of our group.
I didn't even realize
because I voted yes because you were like, I wouldn't have even noticed. I wouldn't have noticed that was lazy. I wouldn't have noticed that was shitty. Like I want to be revived. I don't want to run back. I hate running back. So. Like, the guy died, and you were like, is he serious? And I was like, what? And you're like, it's right there. The beginning's right there. And then the next thing I know, it pops up on the screen to kick this guy out of the group. And I was like, what do they mean he's lazy? And you were like, the beginning is right there. He can just run back. And I was like, oh. So I was like, well, apparently everyone knows this guy's a jerk. So I voted to kick him out, even though I don't know. It didn't bother me any. I don't care. I can revive people. I could have revived him. I wouldn't have minded doing that. But everyone else was, like, mad, so I just went along with it because peer pressure. But then I was like, man, these people, they're going to kick me out because I'm going to do something wrong, and I don't even know that I'm wrong. But I made it through the instance, and it was okay. I think I died at the very, very end. Yeah, in fact, I know that I died at the very end, but so did other people.
That last boss does this, like, some kind of, like, big swing or big charge hit, and you either have to be behind him, or I remember in heroic mode, this is like Wrath of the Lich King era, like 2009 or 10, you had to go stand behind a pillar to avoid getting hit with this gigantic hit that would one-shot you. And that's just didn't move. We haven't really discussed any kind of strategy, though. Everything's been pretty much what they refer to as tank and spank. I don't know if I've ever used that.
That sounds naughty. I don't like that.
So, yeah, that term means really nothing special. No strategy required to fight the boss, just
like button mashing.
Yeah, pretty much like button mashing.
He thinks I do that.
Yeah,
I button mash.
It looks like you just hit like you're playing guitar, like you're doing a hammer-on, and
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like
Yeah.
with all 4 of your fingers.
And occasionally, if I'm
That's what it looks like.
If I'm feeling frisky, I might move my hand over and hit that 5 a couple times. But otherwise, I just hang out near the tab 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, because those are where I feel safe.
Yep. And that'll get you through most stuff.
It's been working alright so far.
Last thing I want to cover, and I know I'm very late to the party, but Jess and I started doing pet battling on World of Warcraft. And
it's super disappointing, because where we are, we should be at like level 20 with our pets, and we're at level 2.
Yeah, I think my Onyxia Whelpling is 5, but yeah, we started in Orgrimmar, and I was like, whoa, this is like Pokemon. And I remember when it was coming out, that people were like, yeah, they put Pokemon in the game. Isn't that goofy? And I was like, yeah, that sounds goofy, but I wasn't playing at the time. And so I didn't do this. And I would kind of see the pet stuff around, but I would never really mess with it. And I really enjoyed it. I like my pets that I'm using. I have an Onyxia Whelpling, and I have his name is Graves. He's like a 2-headed, like, undead giant looking thing. He can do Bone Storm. And I have one
a
other.
dog.
You do have a dog. I have another cool pet. I forgot what it was. But it's something from some event. But Jess is just starting, so she has the corgi, right?
Yeah, I have a corgi and a snake. Very
Yes,
basic beginner.
Well, you've
I think
caught
I caught
couple,
a rat.
haven't
Yeah, I think I have a rat
you
now
could-
too. And
you could level
a
that-
beetle. I have a dung beetle.
you?
These are
Poop
my
beetle.
pets.
Yeah, that's a good pet.
All the dream pets here.
So one really cool thing, Jess, actually, this is good information for you because you have a level 10 right now. Those pets are account bound. So they're account wide. So your level 5 Corgi is available on your Goblin Shaman.
Oh.
So as you level that, you could level other ones and get them better for your druid.
Yeah, that's cool. I can just carry him over. Yeah, dude, you have
Yeah.
so many pets. You have a ton.
I do.
And a ton of mounts.
That's from playing WoW from a long time. Anyway, Jess, do you have anything else to say before we do our closing?
I don't. Nothing big. These are good memories. I know they were just a couple of days ago, but I like this section of game. I'm finally starting to be confident. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, I'm feeling less bad at the game.
That's good. And then, yeah, I mean, doing that instance alone is a pretty big step. I would like to see you heal an instance. I think that that would be a wise skill to learn, especially when we're nearing the maximum level, because that will get you into groups much quicker. But
Yeah.
we can approach that very slowly.
I'm starting to heal myself sometimes, which is a good step in that direction, I think.
Yes, you can
I can
cast
identify when I'm dying, and I
Yep.
can try to fix myself.
Yep, that's a good step. If you guys would like, you can follow us on Twitter. It is @rediscovering. And as mentioned earlier, you can email us on Gmail, azeroth3discovering@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page. You can like us. Guess what it is? Azeroth3discovering. You can find us on Facebook. We're also on the Google Play Music. We're on
SoundCloud.
iTunes. Hey, SoundCloud. Our previous episodes are up on that. We're probably not going to continue on that platform because it just doesn't work out with the way we're doing our cast. So, SoundCloud has some of our episodes, but probably will not have future episodes. Probably will not have this episode. So, Yeah, and then we're also up on iTunes. Rating reviews are always helpful. And we're on something else too, right? Stitcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Stitcher. Anything else you'd like to add, Jess?
No, we're good. I'm good.
Yeah. So next week is going to be a significant episode because we are just plowing right through Nagrand, and we are getting ready to head into Northrend. So, you want to hear next week, you want to hear us talk about Northrend because it is cold up there from the Lich King.
Just like it is here.
Say Jess. Do you know anything about the Lich King?
He has a wrath.
He does have a wrath.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. Okay, well, we'll talk about the Lich King. Remind me to talk about him before we start next week's episode. Maybe
Privately?
put that... and publicly.
Okay.
Just let's go to the mall, and then I want you to say very loudly, Brett, talk about Wrath of the Lich King. Or talk about the Lich King.
We go to the mall so often, I'm sure we'll do this.
I am just such an adventurous person that is always leaving.
He loves to leave the house.
I'm always leaving the house. Thanks, everyone. This was a great closing. This is my favorite closing yet. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.